Are you hungry?
Give me something good.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Görgött. Today we're making a Swedish style tartare with Vendace Roe, or as you call it in Sweden, Löjrom. But before we have a look at what we have on the board here, if you haven't done so yet, please do me the favor. Click the subscribe button and check the bell icon to get notifications. And now let's have a look. So first of all, we have our meat. It's a mix of ribeye and filet. I'll just show you how I cut that. I have a nice piece of ribeye and a nice piece of filet. And for this tartare, we're going to go kind of 50-50 in weight. And I mean, there's not much to it. You cut it to your own kind of size wishes. I'm thinking something along these lines. And if you've seen any of the previous tartare episodes I've done, I really prefer it hand cut like this. Takes a little bit of time, but it's not difficult and it's really worth it. So that's how we'll cut the fillet. And for the ribeye, I just wanted to show you what I like to do is to kind of cut away the tough part. So the fat is good, we like the fat, but we just kind of take this, you can see it here, this part here away. And then we cut up the rest, same size as the filet. And that's basically it for the meat. What I'll show you next is the potato chips, how we did those. For our chips, we have a potato, any kind of potato that works for chips. And now we're just gonna slice thinly. Ideally something like this. We slice that up. Now we move to the hot oil. Our oil is at 180 degrees. We want them to have kind of a nice golden color, so that's about enough. Then put them on a kitchen paper to dry them off. And except for that on the board, we have some Crème Fraîche, the Vendace Roe or Löjrom, and some chopped chives. We also have some vinegar, some neutral oil, some salt, and some white pepper. So before we start to assemble, let's make kind of the vinaigrette that is mixed with the meat. So put in the oil, the vinegar. It's 1 part vinegar, 2 parts oil. Can already put in a pinch of white pepper, 2, and a pinch of salt. And we'll just whisk this. Like that. Grab a spoon, have a quick taste. A little bit of salt. 2 more pinches. Another quick taste. Perfect. Now, we're not going to use that much of this. It's just to kind of lift the beef a little bit. So we're going to mix it with the raw meat. And yeah, let's do that now. So let's pour our meat over. Make sure you have clean hands. And then we put a little bit of our mix in here. And then just make sure that you kind of go through it all. You still want the meat taste, so you don't want to overpower it. Now you're gonna think when you try this, it's lacking a bit of salt. And yes it is, and we'll add a little bit of salt to it, but we don't want to add too much because the Vendace Roe is very salty. As you know, Crème Fraîche can be quite hard, so we just want to kind of whisk it through to make it more creamy. And also here we'll add a little bit of salt and a bit of white pepper. And this serves both the purpose of kind of adding a little bit of a sauce to it, and it's a classical way of serving Vendace Roe in Sweden. So it has two purposes. But before we start with assembling the dish, if you stuck with me this far, there must have been something you enjoyed about this episode. So do me the favor, click the thumbs up button below. It really helps me to get found by the YouTube algorithm. But now let's plate this up. I would say about 1 centimeter of meat. Small layer of the Crème Fraîche. Make sure you kind of cover everything. Obviously this is going to go everywhere when you open it up, but that's okay. And now for the Löjrom. Don't be stingy with Löjrom. That's the best part. Now for our chives. Just covering the whole thing. Like that. Now for our chips. I put some sea salt on these. Just stick a couple of the crispy ones in. There we go. We just need to lift. And there we are, a Swedish tartare. Let's dig in. It's almost a shame. This is so perversely good. And you really have to consider the saltness of the roe. Don't oversalt your meat. This is perfect. You can use the chips as shovels too. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed my take of a Swedish tartare. Yes, it is a bit luxurious, but you know, sometimes you need to make your life a bit luxurious. As always, if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe, check the bell icon. That's it for me. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.